everybody, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm the Intrepid Global Citizen. My name's George, and in this YouTube channel I teach you lessons based on an adventure-based education. The things I've learned while traveling the world and living here abroad in South Korea for 12 years as an North American expat. So if you haven't already, please subscribe so you can get updates and videos, and so I can keep on bringing you this valuable content. So today what I'm going to tell you is how you can make bold decisions in the face of doubt. When the entire world thinks you're crazy, how can you have the courage to make bold decisions? So it all starts with a story. 14 years ago, I was in Detroit, Michigan, living the average middle-class life in an average middle-class neighborhood, and I had a job that I would commute to 1 hour a day and then sit in front of my computer for 8 hours a day and then come back home again for 1 hour a day in my car. So total 10 hours a day sitting. So 1 year passed, 2 years passed, and then I was so bored beyond belief. I was staring at a screen for 8 hours a day. I didn't even want to look at anything related to a screen every weekend. Movie theater? No. Watch a special TV show? No. I didn't even want to watch the Super Bowl or the NBA Finals? No. And I'm a basketball freak? No. Because it involved a screen. So I had changed something. I was becoming miserable very, very quickly. So I decided to ride my bicycle to work. No, I know what you're thinking. Hey, riding your bike to work? All right, that sounds like a good idea. But I came from a background in the suburbs, a nice, comfortable area, and I would have had to ride my bicycle through neighborhoods where there are gangbangers, drug dealers, a lot of alcoholics. That's all you heard about in the news: gangs, drugs, alcoholics. The big three of Detroit, not the car companies. Every 5 minutes you heard a new story. So I told my friends about my idea about riding my bike through Detroit to work, and what do you think they had to say? You're crazy. What are you going to do? You're going to run away from these drug dealers? I don't think so. What about if they have guns? They're going to shoot you. What are you going to do then if you get mugged? So, do you think I listened to them? The answer is no. Why? Because I'm just a little bit crazy. So, I remember that first day, getting on my bike, leaving my nice, comfortable neighborhood where all the lawns are prim and proper, where everybody grows their flowers on the weekend and has their gardens and walks their overweight dogs down the street. And slowly I pedaled and pedaled some more until I arrived at the Detroit city limits. And you know when you arrive in Detroit because you see burned down houses that are just a bunch of rubble, empty sticks. It looked like a bomb went off in a lot of the neighborhoods in Detroit back 14 years ago. And so, how do you think I felt? My heart started to pound. I would sweat, not from cycling, but just from mental exhaustion and mental stress about looking at that guy over there in the corner. What's he doing? He looks like he hasn't showered in 2 weeks, and he smells like he hasn't showered in 3 weeks. He's holding a brown bag. He's stumbling towards me. Oh, I'd better cycle harder and harder, faster and faster. So that's what I did. I went as fast as I could, and along the Detroit River, listening to the sounds of waves, feeling that air in my face, and then I arrived to the office with a big smile on my face. Everybody asked me, hey, George, what happened to you? Why are you smiling like this? Did you get a new girlfriend? And I just told them, hey, all I did was ride my bike to work today, and I feel amazing. I feel great. I feel alive. And what do you think they said? You rode your bike to work? You're crazy. In those neighborhoods? Come on. How could you have done that? And I remember sitting down in front of my computer. I finished 8 hours of work in 7 hours. And I left home early that day. All because of that fresh air, of the sounds of the waves. My mind was so clear. I felt so calm and relaxed after I arrived. And then I went home. It was the same thing. Go, 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 fast, 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 as fast as you can. And I made it home safely. And my parents said to me, "Hey, wow, you look refreshed, invigorated. What happened to you? All of this riding your bike must have instilled a big change on you." So from that day on, I decided to ride my bike to work twice a week. And every day, twice a week, when I rode my bike, I would be able to leave early because I'd finish my work early. I was more efficient. And I was doing something for myself. I was making a bold decision, something to change, having a small adventure in my life. So what happened 2 years later? I moved across the world to Seoul, Korea, where I am now, where I'm shooting this video. And in 2008, somebody gave me a bike. Not just any bike, not a racing bike, not a mountain bike, but a bike that was falling apart. Yes, it had so much rust. It was browner than an anthill in the desert. This bike, it had pedals that were falling off. The handlebars were half brown, half metallic color, and the tires were all worn out. I would get punctures every week or so. And my friends, they all told me, "Hey, don't ride your bike to work in Seoul. There's too many cars, too much traffic. You're going to get hit. You're going to get in an accident. Look, it's a big city. How could you do that?" Do you think I listened to them? No, because I'm just a little bit crazy. So every day I rode my bike to work for about 20 minutes in Seoul, going through traffic, listening to cars honk, looking at all the trees, smelling the flowers, and I arrived to work refreshed, with a big smile on my face, same thing, invigorated to teach all those children. And then after a few months, it all became comfortable riding my bike to work in Seoul, so I decided I needed to do something bigger, something a little bit more challenging. So I had the idea to ride my bike from Seoul to Busan, a total distance of 500 kilometers, the same distance as going from Detroit to Chicago. And I asked my friends, "Hey, what do you think about this idea, riding my bike from Seoul to Busan?" And what do you think they said to me? "Come on, nobody does that. Who goes from Seoul to Busan on a bike? Come on. There are no dedicated bike lanes. You're going to ride through tunnels, cross bridges, go on major highways with your bike. You're going to get killed. The car's going to hit you. You're going to get in an accident." Do you think I listened to them? No. Why? Because I'm a little bit crazy. So I remember the first day I took off leaving Seoul, and I remember the feeling, that same feeling in my heart, that pounding feeling. And I remember the sweat, not the sweat from the summer heat, but the sweat from nervous energy infiltrating my body. And moreover, I remember the wind in my face. I remember the fresh mountain air. I remember the smiles from the old ladies in the countryside who would stop and give me peaches and oranges and cherries, and then wave goodbye, and then invite me in for a meal in their home. Rice, kimchi, and fresh vegetables every day. And then after 7 days, I arrived safely in Busan. And I said, "Wow, this is amazing. I can actually use my bicycle for long distance travel like this, for 500 kilometers in a week's time." So I was hooked starting then. I rode my bicycle all over South Korea, north, south, east, west. And then I had another idea. I had a new job It gave me 4 months of paid vacation every year. So how did I decide to use that time? Yes, 2 months in the summer, 2 months in the winter. I decided I'll take my bicycle across the world with me to Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and Kyrgyzstan and cycle the Pamir Highway, 4,500 meters of elevation, past the world's highest lake, saying hello to people in Afghanistan across the Panj River. Assalamu alaikum. But what do you think my friends had to say about that? Don't do that. Come on, you're crazy. 2 months on a bike? Where are you going to sleep at night? Where are you going to eat? Where are you going to put your tent? Huh? You're going to sleep in a tent? That's dangerous. What about scorpions in the desert? What about people coming to rob you at night or kidnap you? And do you think I listen to them? The answer is no, because I'm a little bit crazy. So I remember that first day leaving from Tashkent, the Tashkent airport in Uzbekistan, and cycling into the countryside of Uzbekistan. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know where I was going to eat. I didn't know where to find water. I didn't know where I was going to poop. I didn't know where I was going to put my tent. I didn't know who I was going to meet. But I remember feeling so alive, feeling so invigorated. I remember cycling and thinking to myself, I'm doing this. I'm really doing it. I can do it. Just the first few kilometers. And I remember asking that first person for a place to stay. Well, excuse me, sir, using body language. Do you mind if I put my tent outside your home for the night? And what do you think he did? Do you think he looked at me like I was crazy? Do you think he tried to kidnap me or rob me? No. He said, oh, dom, this way. Dom, da. That means come to my home. So he invited me into his home. He gave me a meal, a place to stay, and we had nice conversations, all in body language. So this happened to me over and over and over again on that first trip. And ever since then, I was hooked. All the beautiful memories, all the tough memories of cycling through snowstorms in the winter and cycling alongside the world's highest elevated lake, Lake Karakol, and cycling on the Pamir Highway. Yes, I was alive. I was invigorated, and I came back feeling about 10 years younger after that first trip. That was 4 years ago. And ever since then, now it's been every single vacation. Every single vacation, it's a new place. By bicycle. Ethiopia, Kenya, Mongolia, Siberia, Bangladesh, Oman, Turkey, Xinjiang, China, you name it. Now, biking across different countries in the world is finally a little bit more comfortable, but an adventure for me. Every time I make that bold decision that keeps me feeling alive, invigorated, and reignited with energy. Yes, so my advice to you is to make bold decisions when the world thinks you're crazy. All you need to do is start with a small decision, right? If you make the bold decision to make an ultra marathon, just run 1 kilometer every day for a week, and the next week run an extra kilometer, and then an extra kilometer. And before you know it, it might not take you 14 years like it took me to record this video, but after a year, after 2 years, you could be running your ultra marathon. If your goal is to write a book, just start sentence by sentence, learning how to write sentences properly, learning how to write paragraphs properly, learning to write essays properly, and then finally, before you know it, maybe it won't take you 14 years, but after some time, you will have your book ready to go. And this will make you feel alive. Find whatever it is that makes you feel alive and go for it. Because nothing is guaranteed in the world today. look at where we are now. Do you think I can go to Pakistan or Sudan on my bicycle? Those are the places I was planning to go, but now we have coronavirus and we don't know what will happen. Tomorrow there might be a vaccine, maybe in 1 month there's a vaccine, maybe next year. But even if the vaccine gets here and this pandemic becomes resolved, we don't know what's going to happen. Maybe there's another pandemic that's worse and the world is now closed off like it is today, or even worse so. So remember, find what makes your heart beat. Find what makes the sweat trickle down your cheeks. Find out what makes you excited. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. I might not be here tomorrow. I might be in another world. I might be in heaven. Anything is possible. And remember, the biggest regret of dying people in the world when they're on their deathbed is what? Living a life that somebody else wanted them to live instead of being a little bit crazy. So next time you have a bold idea and you want to go for it and people think you're crazy, just tell them, yes, maybe I am a little bit crazy. I was born this way. But that's what will make all the difference in your life. So I want to hear what makes you feel alive. So write that down in the comments section. What are you starting small at? What kind of small steps are you taking? Are you doing 10 push-ups every day when you wake up? Are you riding your bike to work? Are you reading 10 pages in that novel you were always meaning to read? Whatever it is, tell me what it is. Tell me how you are being bold, acting confidently, and going in the direction of your dreams. And remember, subscribe if you already haven't, and I hope you could learn something useful, and we'll see you next time.